So the eighth father is enjoying one of his most favorite things in the world, cream malata from L&B Spumoni Gardens. I'm probably gonna have about three of these now. It's hard for my wife. She makes it for me. It's hard for her to pack it up big because right, it like kind of falls apart. So she gives me a little bit out of a time. Um, did you know about L&B, honey, before you met me?
Honestly, I really didn't know too much about it. Only Tara, she used to tell me about the
Her friend
spawny
Tara,
ices.
right?
And I used to be like, what is that? You know? And her father used to bring it home every now and then. But other than that, I never heard of the pizza, nothing.
See, I had the good fortune of growing up on West 12th Street in Avenue U. I'll tell you a funny story. And my wife, at the time, she was my girlfriend. So she lived in Staten Island. I lived in Brooklyn. So what happened was at the time, I didn't have a car. I was in the process of getting a car, which I winded up, I think it was maybe like a month or 2 months later, I got a Toyota Camry. But my wife, I keep saying my wife, my girlfriend at the time had to drive from Staten Island into Brooklyn, to meet me. So she's like, "Where do you live?" I told her, I said, West 12th Street between Avenue U and T. Now she thought I said West Charles Street. Okay. So you want to tell them a little bit about that, Jen.
Well, this is going all the way back to 1999, so we didn't have navigation and all that. So I had to write down directions. So you gave great directions, but once I got off the Belt Parkway, there was no West Charles Street. So I'm asking everybody where West Charles Street is, and they're looking at me like I'm some kind of nut. And then somehow I found you pacing on Avenue T, was it? Or Avenue U?
Yeah.
And I'm like, there he is. And
See,
I was pissed.
what I was trying to explain to her is that Brooklyn is very simple. We don't have streets. I mean, okay, certain parts of Brooklyn, like Flatbush Avenue, downtown Brooklyn, it's different. Yeah, they have names for the streets. But where I lived, which was the Coney Island side, West 12th Street between Avenue U and
You
T,
still sound like say West Charles.
right?
Can't handle it.
West 12th.
Ugh.
Okay. It's all numbers. So in other words, it's just that's all that happens. West 11th, West 10th. You know what I mean? So I was trying to make her understand. There's no West Charles. There are numbers. So she's cursing. She's like, is this guy worth it? All
Yeah,
this
because
effort.
I hate driving, especially in Brooklyn. I hated it. So I was like, I must really like this guy to drive all the way out here.
Yep. But
Mm.
it was worth it because we got married. We have a wonderful life, wonderful family. So West Charles Street, West 12th Street, it all worked out. Can I say this? Don't get upset. So when I got my car, when I got my Camry, I went out to drive to my girlfriend's house. So I asked her where she lived. So she's like, I live on, was it Dewar?
What happened was you had to turn on Dewar's Lane.
Like, could you imagine she say this? She's like, look, I live by Dewar's Lane. And I'm like, I said, that's it, man. I scored. I said,
Dewar
I'm
Lane.
going to do her. I'm going to do her, and I'm going to do her's lane. But so
Oh
that was kind of
man,
funny.
that was funny.
So isn't it interesting? The funny stories of how she came to drive to me, trying to find West Charles Street, and then I went to go drive to her, and I'm going to do her lane. Anyway,
It's true.
salute, Jindani.